Well, at the opening of this video, you saw a picture of my wife and her twin sister. And I wonder if you could tell which one was Lois and which one was Diane. You say, well, yeah, because you guys were standing behind your wives. Well, were we? Or were we deliberately standing behind the opposite? Well, maybe I'll tell you in a future video which one was really true. Was I standing behind Lois, or was I deliberately standing behind Diane to try to fool people? It's really hard to tell them apart. Even now, after all of these years, they look so much alike. And in my own pride, I have to take a second look sometimes just to be sure I don't get the wrong one myself. Pride's a terrible thing, isn't it? Pride keeps us from really having the best in our lives. It's amazing. We're old too soon and smart too late. We want to give advice to others and are disappointed when they don't take it. And yet we don't want to take advice from anybody else. Sometimes we have good reason not to want to take advice because we are skeptical that they're trying to sell us something, or that there's some reason that they have given the advice that is advantageous to them and not to us. But many times we ignore advice that is well placed if we would just listen. Many times our fathers and our mothers tried to give us advice and we didn't take it, and then we paid the consequence. As we grew older, there were others that were perhaps just a little bit older than we were, and they gave advice and we refused it, all because of our pride. Well, I remember reading in the Daily Bread a number of years ago that a couple were camping in one of the national forests, and they saw two bears literally boxing each other. When they came up on the scene, they decided to watch from a safe distance, and they asked one of the other people that was watching what the two bears were fighting about. And the camper said, well, they're fighting about a young female. And we asked, what's happened to the young female bear? Well, she wandered off some 20 minutes ago. So the fight wasn't any more about the female anymore, but it was about the pride. Who was the strongest and who was the toughest bear? In Proverbs chapter 13, verse 10, it says, through insolence comes nothing but strife. Now, insolence means pride. Through pride comes nothing but strife, but wisdom is for those who receive counsel. Pride, insolence. We don't want to receive counsel, and yet God has placed brothers and sisters in Christ in our lives so that we can get wise counsel, so that we can get advice when we're maybe not even looking for advice, but they see us making mistakes. I think I have to pray every day that God would give me the wisdom to receive wise counsel from those that can be trusted, those that have no special agendas, but those that just want to try to prevent me from having some problems that perhaps they themselves have already had. Next time somebody tries to give you some counsel, don't just let the hair on the back of your neck bristle saying, I don't want them to tell me what to do. But sit back and think, is this a person that I can trust? Is this a person that has no hidden agenda? Is this a person who has some wisdom that could really help me if I would just swallow some of my pride and listen? That's your thought for the day. That's definitely my thought for the day. I hope that you'll listen to wise counsel.